Hi, I'm Rod Anderson from Sandbox Brand Marketing.
I'm Cory McArthur. I'm the president and CEO of Careica Health. Careica Health is actually the combination of two legacy organizations, actually three. Ran a respiratory care group, provincial home oxygen, and provincial sleep group. So we have two businesses. One, we test treat people with sleep disorders, mostly obstructive sleep apnea, in our sleep division. And then we have a home oxygen division where we provide supplemental home oxygen to people with lung function issues across Western Canada.
Wow. So a lot of this crisis is through a respiratory disease, so we'll get into that a little bit. But Cory, maybe help us, and for anybody viewing this, what did your business look like heading into the tail half of 2019?
Well, we were actually just into getting deep into an integration. So we acquired two other companies about a year ago, this past December. And so we were working through an integration, a corporate rebrand. We were kind of just getting our feet under us. We were getting all of our business all on one EMR, electronic medical record, and so we were just kind of going through all of that and getting ourselves all kind of operating on the same processes, bringing the culture of three different companies together under one roof. And so I'd say the climate was probably pretty good coming into the end of 2019. We were feeling like things were really starting to gel with the organization, and we were able to start going on the offense a little bit more than we had been.
Wow. So lots of transition, bringing cultures together and things like that. Tell me, as we headed into kind of March, April of 2020, what were some of the challenges that you guys were facing and the struggles and failures that you guys were seeing?
Yeah, so as you pointed out, we're a respiratory company, and so having a respiratory-based pandemic certainly is a challenge for us. The first was the health authorities started making contact with our respiratory therapists and some of our registered nurses, making sure that they might be available if they were needed to work in acute care. And so that was kind of our first impact, that was trying to figure out how do we plan our business, look after our clients in the face of potentially significant staffing reductions. So we started out by building plans around being short-staffed in order to meet client needs. And then kind of the next phase was schools closing. And so we said, okay, well, again, we're even more short-staffed because now we've actually got people that are unable to come into work. And so the first couple of things that we did, obviously, we've got very strict, high standards when it comes to infection prevention and control. And so we wanted to make sure that we were doing everything that we needed to be doing, and also figure out, are there any other things that we can be doing to protect our clients and protect our staff? And then also trying to figure out, how do we continue to look after our clients, given the fact that we're going to be shorthanded here for a period of time.
So did you find, Cory, was there one thing that you guys really needed to focus on, or did you find that there were multiple aspects of the business that you guys really needed to view that were changing in front of you?
Yeah, I'd say it was a lot of things. I think they say you need to be good to be lucky, or lucky to be good. You know, our business is split between our sleep business, which would be considered non-urgent medical services, and our oxygen business, or non-essential, sorry, and our oxygen business, which is essential. And so, you know, the first part of luck was half of our business, roughly, was an essential service. It had to continue. And so the challenge on that side was, how do we maintain supply and how do we maintain staffing to provide a safe environment for our clients and our staff? On the sleep side of our business, that was really about trying to figure out when the day comes that we need to lock our front door at our clinics, what does the business look like? And so a little bit more luck, we had been working on a virtual clinic offering to provide our services virtually to our clients. We've been working on that for probably two years, which on one hand you'd say, why did it take you so long? But on the other, luckily we actually were launching kind of phase 1 February 1st. 6 weeks later, we were in a position, a very fortunate position, to not be sitting there thinking, what do we do? And it was more a question of, how do we scale up what we've got really, really quickly, much faster than we intended. And so we went about setting up our staff, some to work out of our clinics, some to work from home, setting them up to provide virtual care. And basically we flipped our entire calendar in a period of about a week. All of our clinic calendars across our 26 locations all flipped over to virtual.
Wow. Tell me, and for the people viewing this, Cory, if you look at currently everything that you guys have dealt with, what has been the hardest thing, maybe most significant, or the hardest thing that you as the executive of this company has had to deal with so far, and how did you deal with it?
I'd say managing anxiety. You know, we have about 220 staff, and I've got 7 direct reports. All of them deal with this differently, but they all need something from us. And so I'd say that was probably the biggest challenge, is dealing with the spectrum of needs from our staff, let alone multiplying that by our clients' needs. You know, some clients expected that we would continue to provide them all the same services we always did in the exact same way. Other clients were surprised and expected that we wouldn't be open or able to provide services. Same with staff, right? We had some staff that said, you know, I don't know that I feel comfortable being at work. And so we had to share with them, these are the protocols that we're using at work. We are going to make your work environment safer than your environment outside of these doors. And so I'd say that was probably the biggest challenge. And you know, the way we dealt with it was over communicate. And I know they say there's no such thing in times of crisis, but we just communicate, and ran that all through our organization. I had numerous staff contacting me on a daily basis after my update, asking questions, all with somewhat different needs. And so I'd say it has been extremely challenging, and it's going to be just as challenging as we come out of this, right? Like, we're slowly going to, when we came into it, it was flipping the light switch, right? The doors were locked Monday morning, and this was our new world. Yeah. As we come out of it, it has been this very slow staged progression, and every stage you move from one to the next creates a whole new set of anxieties for staff and clients that we need to manage through.
Yeah, well said. Thank you. When you look at your company now, is your company better today than before the crisis? And maybe talk about just the impact that you've been able to have virtually, it sounds like, with your customers and employees.
Yeah, you know, I think from a communication perspective, it's going to be better. And the two reasons I say that are kind of at odds with one another. The first is we've had to adapt to a virtual virtual, whether it's our internal interactions or our interactions with our clients. And so we've done more of that, and we've gotten very good at that. We've honed our skills, and so I think that's good. But I think all of that virtual has also given us a very strong appetite to have more face-to-face interactions. And I think we appreciate the value of those face-to-face interactions more now than we did 8 weeks ago. And so even though those two are kind of at odds, you know, I think we've got the virtual, which is going to be our crutch and our fallback. But I think everybody is really looking forward to opportunities to kind of get face-to-face with one another and with our clients.
Wow. Thank you, Cory. We'll sign off. Let you get back to managing a busy space, and I hope this story helps a few people out there that might be viewing it.
And thanks for doing this, Rod. I think this is, you know, we need to, one of the things that we did, sorry to go back, but about 4 weeks ago, you know, kind of realized that the whole team, my team, has been really kind of looking day to day and week to week, and that can get a little bit depressing. You're fighting fires every single day. And so we started doing virtual happy hours. And at our first virtual happy hour, I said, I want everyone to talk about what we think the new normal is going to look like and what kind of opportunities are going to open up for us that wouldn't have been there 8 weeks ago. And, you know, we weren't taking notes, but it was fun and it was uplifting. And I think what you're doing here is along those same lines. You know, there is going to be a great new normal out there for us. We just got to kind of pick our heads up and look for the opportunities. So I appreciate what you're doing.